everyone. This is Doris, Diva Dory, whatever. I I had to do this. Okay, so I'm not going to do a lot of explaining. I'm just going to do it. And so I really want to start off first with recognizing that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And it tied into some conversations I've been having. It tied into some suffering in my world, as well as other people's worlds. There's been a lot of people suffering. And so there was this particular situation, even today, even today, where I had to navigate through something I hadn't had to navigate through. And I'm not the greatest at this. I can oftentimes react rather than respond. I'm working on that. So a myriad of ways I process things, a myriad of ways I heal, create, do the things I do. And this is one of them. And I don't have anything in my world today if it weren't for the people who came before me in life. The people that love me, the people that have even, look at me. Want to make sure that I have my volume. Fucking go away. Hi, whoever's watching. I was just making sure audio was good. So I just wanted to also say that first too, was that there's nothing that I have really. There's some things that are just original and they come from me. They burst from my soul based on whatever experiences I've had. But a lot of what I've learned came from other people. It came from gurus. It came from trainers. It came from teachers, mentors, sponsors. My tantrika, I called her mine. She didn't know she was mine, but she was mine. Shamans. The list is really long. And so I just wanted to share that and honor that space for a moment for all of those people that came before me. Because sometimes I get... I don't think people intend to attack me, but sometimes I get that attacked feeling depending on what I've done or what I've said, because there's just, for whatever reason. And I want to hold space for those people and appreciate that. But I do what I do in a lot of ways because of what was done for me, with no price, no money, no, you're going to need to give me this. So I want to live today. Because of that, because of what was given to me with no expectation of anything back. So I'm going to start off with a quote, and this came up even as recently as today. Whether you're a woman or a man, you can suffer from insecurity, you can suffer from body dysmorphia, suffer from concerns in your head about not being worthy, not being enough, not being pretty, not being tall or short or hair. Oh my God, the insecurities of the human, right? It's like a vast amount of things. So I have to share this quote. This is a quote that was given to me by a man who is no longer with us. And it is one of those quotes that will go down probably, I will share it for as long as I'm breathing, because when it was shared with me, it healed so many different things that I had been trying to figure out for years. I'd been trying to do something with it, heal it some way. And this is the power of prophecy. And if you don't know what that means, I encourage you to Google it. So this man said to me, "I love everything you are insecure about. Those are the things that make you beautiful." That is important for me on so many levels. And again, I'm not going to go into all the details. If you're watching this or you watch it later, you're more than welcome to PM me, message me. I will answer your question. I may answer it with, "It's none of your business," but I will answer you. I don't ignore people. So that quote to me inspired a poem that I wrote for other women. And I have 3 sisters and a brother. I'm the middle child of 5. I don't talk about my childhood a lot. I don't talk about my family a lot, but I love all of them. And I was a foster kid. And so Lil Sis, it's called Listen, Lil Sis is the poem. And when I wrote it, I had this poem or this quote in my mind. I had this quote this man gave me where he's saying, I love everything you're insecure about. Those are the things that make you beautiful. So I have this in my mind and I'm like, okay, I immediately went to foster care in my head. I immediately went to this beautiful girl who was my roommate. She was 8 or 9 and I was 17 or 18 or something. And I was as close to the big sister protector. I like, if I could have ever thought of anyone I would commit murder over because of how much I loved them, it would have been Tasha. Her name was Tasha. So this poem is for Tasha. And I'm going to try not to cry. But part of why I'm doing this is because I've been really, really, really kind of, not kind of, let me hold space for obsessed. I've been soaking up as much poetry of Douglas Kearney as I can. I just got his book. It came. I'm trying to read a piece or two every day. I try not to read too much at once because I want to soak in his words. He does a lot of reading of his poetry. I have a playlist on my YouTube that's devoted specifically to Douglas. And one of the most powerful lessons that I've gained from being obsessed with watching him and listening to his interviews, this incredibly brilliant poet, amongst a bunch of other stuff. Douglas Kearney is his name. Go find him if you want. He talks about the difference in the spoken word as opposed to the written word. And I had never shared my poetry with anyone. There was a time where you weren't going to get to see it. Secondly, when I did start sharing it, it was really, really kind of on the down low in this passive aggressive way. I still to this day find poems in Facebook posts that I didn't even realize I had written, like I'd forgotten that it's there. That's how personal this all is for me. So going back to this poem, part of the other reason I wanted to jump on here and read it out loud is because Douglas Kearney talks about that. And he talks about that orator, that difference in the way that words come out when they're spoken. So I will tell you flat out right now that this poem is not the same exactly as it was written, that I wrote and sent in response to the quote. But it is different, but it's not better. It's not worse. It's just different. And who knows what it'll end up being after this, but I do know that, this particular book that I'm finishing, it will have been a book I wrote for the first time and published where everything has been done this way first. I've either spoke it out loud, read it out loud, performed it out loud. It's the first poetry book that it's going to have that for it. So that'll be kind of cool. So this is Listen, Little Sis. Okay. And I know that it's written for a woman. I know it's written for, like a big sister to the little sister, but I want anyone who's hearing this, male or female, or whatever you do identify as, because whatever you identify as is what I'm going to respect you as. You are who you define yourself to be, and I will love you no matter what. So having said that, as I read this poem, I wanted to say that. So when you hear this to you, to how you identify you. Okay. Listen, little sis. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. And I'm not talking about the way you look or dress. Hi, Rich. Or spin up your hair. I'm talking to your soul, sweet child. Sweet little girl. I'm talking to your soul, sweet child. Oh, I'm repeating stanza. See, already. Ha! Okay. Deep down, you're there. Deep down, you're there. You're still there. You've always been there. You've always been there. You don't go nowhere. Hear me, child? I know you're listening. I know you're listening. So now that I've got your attention, I love you. You. Love you. Hear me, little sis? Love yourself. Love yourself. Love every single bit, every single piece of you. Hi, Bonita. Love all of you just like you'd love a little child. Love you just like you would love a little child. Love that sweet center of your being, that sweetness from down deep. It's still there. I don't care how old you are. This isn't part of the poem. I don't care how old you are. Your little girl, your little boy, your little whatever is in you. They're still there. So listen, little sis, my darling. In all her divinity, I have to go back because I fucked that up. Okay. I'm so glad you guys are going to forgive me for that. Anyway, just like you'd love a small child, any small little child, love that sweet center of your being, my little sis, my darling, in all her divinity. Before this world and its evil fucked you up. Love her now. She needs you. She'll always need you. Need you. She's going to need you to love her. She's going to need you to love her and protect her and allow her to speak your truth today in your life. She's always going to need that, little sis. Always. So that is way off in so many ways, but very, very true to the honor of the poem, of exactly the point is it's about the inner child. If you have never done inner child work or inner soul work in terms of healing damages from your childhood, that's what this poem talks about. That's exactly what this poem talks about. And the insecurities that the gentleman had mentioned, or that he was referring to when he gave me that quote, had a lot to do with some of that. Had a lot to do with it. The I love everything you were insecure about. No one in the world had articulated it that way for me. Ever. Because they were really great, and they were really like, oh, I'm ready to love you. But they wanted to love what they wanted to love about me. What was good for them. What was attractive for them. This man stated, I love you for everything you're insecure about. Those were the things that made me beautiful. See, I'm so glad I did this because I just reread this first person. And it hadn't occurred to me to do that. It had not occurred to me to read these words first person, and I just did. And hi, Velena. This is probably now going to get rewritten and put on a freaking plaque over something where I can see it. I love everything about me I'm insecure about. Those are the things that make me beautiful. Hi, Dawn. So, oh my God, Dawn, don't go anywhere. I have to share this while she's here. There's very few people that know me from way back, know me from the days. And I don't know when you jumped on, Dawn, but I hope you go back and watch this because I was a foster kid, and a lot of friends in my school years didn't know, or if they did know, I certainly didn't tell them. And so to this day, on any given day, when I think back to people I knew from high school and women and girls that I hung out with, Dawn was one of those few people that came along in my life that didn't mistreat me, didn't bully me, wasn't one of the fucking popular kids trying to, we actually had a group of girls. Oh my God. We had a group and we called ourselves the Unicorns. And this is funny because anyone who knows me knows I am the fucking unicorn, okay? I'm just saying. You can go find yourself or try to find yourself a better, more fabulous woman for you. Peace, bro. I am the unicorn, okay? And she's laughing at me. I see you laughing. So we were called the Unicorns, and I'm not going to lie. I don't remember what Dawn's was, but she'll put it in comments. But mine, so what we did is we took the uni part of unicorn, and we all had our own nickname. And I was Looney, Luni, because one of the girls in the group, Kathy, she said to me one day, she goes, some people are strange. Or no, she said, some people are weird, some people are odd, some people are, what, crazy. You're just downright strange. Strange was what she ended up calling me. And Dawn was Uni. So we had Uni and I was Loony, and but oh my God. If you follow my Diva page, I can sum us up. We're misfits. We're the ones who didn't fit in. We're the ones who didn't care if we fit in. And we were going to make our way and carve our way and dig our feet in and say, fuck all who didn't like us. We did that. I got that from a lot of those girls that I hung out with back then. And some of the people in my foster care home and some of the counselors when I was in foster care. I could try to explain to someone in one sentence who I am, and that's never going to work. Like, I'm 51. If you think you can get to know me at 51 in a sentence or one conversation, good luck. I just. So anyway, I say, okay, going back to the poem in the spirit of this whole live broadcast, and one of the things I wanted to share about this was that we often forget that when we're coming to a person or coming at a person, we don't know what they've been through. We have no idea what they've been through. And so I'm kind of shifting over to Diva Dory for a moment. I have no way of knowing what's happened to a person in their life when I first meet them. I have no way of knowing that automatically. And so one of the things, I'm not perfect at this, I'm trying, is to hold space for that span of time to get to know people. And one of my goddaughters just told me this week that if I wanted people to give a fuck about me, I was going to need to give a fuck about them. And it really infuriated me because I didn't understand what she meant, but I got it because, and I'm sharing this, and I'm going to leave her name out because, for her, it doesn't matter. I understood finally what she meant, and in the sense of, there's a scene in Jerry Maguire where Jerry tells Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character that he has no heart. And Cuba's character, I don't even remember his name. I remember Jerry. But anyway, he says, no heart. And he's so furious by it. Blah. But that's exactly what my goddaughter was pointing out. That's what she was pointing out. And it brought up this other memory of like, oh, well, what's the biggest defense mechanism I ever learned really early on was to look really fucking mean. I'm 5'10" now, but I was recorded at 6 foot when I was in track and field in high school. So who Lord knows, I shrunk, whatever. I am a woman whose nicknames were stuff like the Amazon Beauty and Dozer. So I had these huge walls, defense mechanisms. I was going to make you scared of me, or not necessarily scared, like physically scared, but I was going to make you so scared you were not going to speak to me at all. Or I was going to make you not like me on purpose. Because if you did and I let you in, then you were going to hurt me. You were going to hurt me. All of you were going to hurt me. And so, okay, so, all right, goddaughter. So 51 years old, I get to embark on a journey of figuring out a way to navigate this balance between having boundaries and having things that I can't allow happen to that little girl inside of me anymore. I can't allow anything to ever happen to me now as a grown-ass fucking woman that happened to her then, the little girl. And I, like I said, I'm not going into the details of that stuff here. And that's my job. That's my job to honor her. The little sis in me, that little sis in me, my job today is to honor her. And so I'm coming up on the 20-minute mark, and that is my max because, if I don't control myself, I would be here all night talking. So I'm so excited for those that are still on, and I appreciate you for hopping on. And prayers, my beautiful girl. Please, if you have anyone in your life, and I shared this today, I'm going to end it with this. If you have anyone in your life who, if they're showing any signs of struggle, mental struggle, because this is mental awareness month, mental health awareness month. Please give them, some extra love, reach out, call a friend, dial a friend, like that game show. Lifeline, let them know there's a lifeline. If you're their lifeline, or you could be their lifeline, let them know. And then, I encourage you also to, if you're not already subscribed to the Diva page, please do, because the gentleman who gave me that quote, the one that inspired this poem, I do know one thing for sure. He would absolutely want anyone who's hearing me at this very moment to know that they're loved and that they fucking matter. He would want you to know that. And so with that, I am going to sign off and say love you, and have a great, wonderful rest of your Tuesday.